berimbau resonates very deeply in my soul. Sometimes I think, how come an instrument with just one string can bring so much emotions? And perhaps this is the reason that the berimbau has such an importance in the game of the capoeira.
Eu nasci de 7 meses, eu nasci de 7 meses, me criei foi sem mamar, já tô com 40 anos, ainda tô sem me casar. Se quiser saber meu nome, vai lá em casa perguntar. O meu nome é Tiracema, pra quem quiser experimentar. Já fiz galo botar ovo, pra galinha descansar. Já fiz padre rezar missa, sem velar nem castiçar. Botei fogo na igreja, só pra ver santo pular. Santo Antônio foi ligeiro, saiu de salto mortal. Camarada, é hora. E vamos embora.
My master one time said to me, capoeira is like fire. And, you know, some people can hold on to it and carry it and encompass it, and it'll be part of their life. And some people, they touch it and get too close and hot and they drop it.
Capoeira, first of all, embodies a spiritual practice, a dance, a fighting art, a martial art, music, singing, community, the relationship between teacher and student.
Watch what we're gonna do. Come close. We're gonna start over here. We squat down, right by the berimbau. We shake hands. We do our woo. Scoot back a little bit and cross your legs. Good. So we do our woo, then we do ginga.
Since I started to understand what it was, I haven't been able to stop doing it, you know, and it's everything, you know, it's become everything, like what I do, how I walk, how I talk, how I move, how I work, you know, like, and always like when I think that I'm coming down, you know, inside, capoeira, I think about capoeira and about like going to Brazil or like the roda or like how much I have to work out to improve. It just gets me on again, you know, like it's so magical.
Capoeira is an art form that there is no direct confrontation with the enemy. Supposedly, you should blend your movements and be able to transform the scene, in which very rarely you say this is wrong or this is right. You can transform it.
I feel like there's a lot of ritual, there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of ashe being given to the other people, creating this world inside the roda, inside the circle of capoeira.
In the roda, oftentimes, like when you squat down to play, you kneel under the berimbau, oftentimes it's, you know, butterflies in your stomach, fear, sweaty palms, whatever. But once you start playing, all that disappears, and it's just, you know, the freedom to move about the roda, however you rest.
One of the qualities that capoeira has is to be able to be so broad that people from different ethnic background, gender, ages, and cultural background can identify in some aspects. Capoeira in Brazil meaning something. Capoeira in the United States means something for different people.
Capoeira isn't, I don't like to think of it as being a part of a team. I think of it as being a part of a family. When you become bautizado, when you first get your first chord, they say that you are initiated into this family of capoeiristas. That's worldwide. You don't have to be Brazilian, you don't have to be American. You know, you're a capoeirista. It's a family.
It's just, you know, one of the most beautiful things I've ever discovered in my life. And the sense of family is really what brings me back here. And, you know, it's like, it's the coolest thing, that sense of community that's here. It's really great.
One more giga now! Olha, quebra, jereba, quebra, quebra, jereba. Olha, quebra, jereba, quebra, quebra, jereba, quebra, quebra, jereba. The capoeira is an art form that derives from ritual dances, fighting techniques, and the theatrical dances of the South-Saharan Bantu people in Brazil. But I don't know exactly when, how, or why capoeira established in Brazil.
Well, the reason that's so hard to pinpoint the origin of capoeira is because there's no written material. Everything that there was in writing was part. And at the end of the slavery in Brazil in 1888.
Some historians believe that the seeds of the capoeira came already formed from Africa. Some others think that capoeira developed from these games in rural Brazil. And some others think that capoeira was an urban phenomenon. I came from Bahia. Bahia is an east state of Brazil. I come from the capital, Salvador, that many call as the Africa in the Americas. We have a different way of seeing these things. Our games, our amusement, our festivities, our religions, our perspective of the universe is very different from a Western way. There is this very strong African component. I learned capoeira from Mestre Bimba, that was one of the most respected capoeira mestre of the whole history. He opened the first capoeira school, and in my view, in the view of many, he was the person responsible for the modern survival and the expansion of the capoeira. I believe that his approach was very unique. However, many other teachers of the capoeira had also their unique approach. In the late 30s, some capoeiristas get together under direction of another very well famous and wise capoeirista called Mestre Pastinha. Once I asked Mestre Pastinha, what is capoeira? And he answered, capoeira is everything the mouth eats. And when I asked the same question to Mestre Bimba, he said, capoeira is treachery. In my view, this reflects the different perspectives about the art. Because in reality, I'm not a historian. What I know about the history of the capoeira is the passion of knowledge of a capoeirista. I'm just a capoeirista that's very enthusiastic about it. Now! But I try somehow to learn as much as I can about the art, to give some depth to its practice, to pass to my students a coherent concept. And I do not request from them to agree with me in my ideas, but to stimulate their desire to know more.
Both legs bent, say evenly here. And then pick up this front foot and foot all the way back. Step by step, don't rush. There's no contortionism here. Just step afterward. Everybody left leg up. Left leg up. Yeah. Macaco da lua, vem para frente. Elbow up. All the way back. Step forward. Yes.
For me, being a capoeirista means one who's very involved in capoeira, one who gives. It might be physical, it might be musically, it might be mentally, emotionally. It's for everyone, they give different ways of capoeira.
When you're in the capoeira roda, it's like nothing, there's nothing around you but just that and the music, you know, moving you. You're not moving to the music, the music's moving you, actually.
Within capoeira, there are different rhythms, and the different rhythms that you play, the different speeds and they call for different characteristics of the game of capoeira. So there's a certain amount of dancing, there's a certain amount of fighting, there's a certain amount of playing, and according to the rhythms, you have to meet those requirements in a sense.
The São Bento Grande was a call for the fight. The berimbau was telling the capoeirista, come on, move, jump in. And listen to the berimbau, we could feel all the intensity of the game. And Mestre used to say, pay attention to the berimbau, because the capoeirista should move to break the body according to the variations. The rhythm of São Bento Grande was basically, it's like this. The focus of the game was the fight, the martial aspects of the capoeira. So we can say that 90% of this game was fight-oriented. Real attacks, real defense. The rhythm of the Banguela is slightly different, and the call was completely different. You could not play like you are playing to São Bento Grande. Banguela went like that.
If the berimbau plays a Banguela rhythm, then the capoeiristas must work close to the ground without touching each other, as if the body of one's partner were like fire.
Even more different. Yuna is the name of a bird, and the call is, and the rhythm is like the talk between the male and the female. And it was this elegant game. A Yuna will be more acrobatic, an exchange of movement with grace, elegance, only a privilege of the graduated students in capoeira. want to play the rhythms of a Mestre Bimba, when I wanted to do the true capoeira de Bimba, the capoeira regional, I use in my school one berimbau and two pandeiros. When I wanted to play what is the contemporary capoeira, this everything goes, then we use a full orchestra. And when I used to go into the more ritualized game, playing the Angola rhythms, then I use the rhythm of Angola, that this one here. And each variation. I do not want to teach just one aspect of the capoeira. This will be up to my students later on to decide where she or he wants to be more proficient. But I decided to present capoeira in all its aspects. Ginga. Agora, 1, 2, stop. Vamos, Carolina, mexe a perna. Dobra o outro lado, dobra o outro. Yes, vai para trás. Ginga. O que é que está acontecendo lá, ó, figura? So our style, our approach is not better than the style, the approach of nobody. We just try to reflect the reality that the capoeira is very encompassing and it can touch people in different ways.
Basically, if I had to use one word, that would be the key word for capoeira is emotion. It's all related to emotion. You know, sometimes you do a crazy flip and people, well, this is a useless movement in capoeira. It's not, it's an expression of how I feel at the moment. The fight can be actually a positive thing, you know, where you're learning how to deal with your emotions, get around your frustrations and those things, and be prepared to lose.
There's some times when, like, say people are playing really fast, really hard, and I'm scared. I don't want to play, you know. So it challenged me to push myself, you know, get that little extra kick just to get in there and, like, say, hey, it's okay if you push yourself. You know, it's okay if you're scared to, like, work through that and deal with it. Because there had been times when I'd stop and I wouldn't come to class. I didn't come to class for 2 months because I felt, man, I'm not doing any better. And then it made me reflect on my life. It's like, if I'm going to give up on something that I love so much because it's hard for me, then what about the rest of my life?
Okay, just go in.
And so I look at it like, just like life, every day is different. Every day is going to call a different part of you, and you have to go and meet that challenge. And maybe it's not necessary that you face it full force head on, but that you roll with it, you know, kind of like roll with the punches. And in capoeira, that's kind of philosophically the art form. You're not blocking and stopping, you're kind of going with it and finding a more intelligent way to deal with things, you know.
that you have the intuition to find a different way out of that situation, whatever it might be. If it's a fight, if it's, you know, just breaking down on the road with your car and you gotta, it's problem solving, because that's what capoeira is in the Roda, like, you know, solutions to different problems, creative solutions.
It's all about interaction with another person, and sometimes you win, sometimes they win. And if you lose, you can't, you know, you have to get over it and move on. Since capoeira is not something where there's a winner and it's over, and, you know, that's the end, then it's more real, it's more like real life.
Schools of capoeira are very recent in the history of the art. In the past, there was no school. The people were practicing capoeira in the street, and it was like a pastime. I remember as a kid seeing capoeira in public events in the streets, like religious party and all this cycle of festivities that are part of Bahia tradition. In Brazil, you do capoeira all over the place. It's the opportunity for social gatherings, an opportunity for a means of self-expression, of social acceptance. So when the capoeira becomes exclusively enclosed within a studio, I believe that you lose a little bit that aspects of the capoeira. So I feel that you should open ourselves to go to the streets and to do capoeira in different environments, because this helps to get out of the environment of teaching and learning, but instead to live the art.
Capoeira belongs outside. People get more excited. You see more the happiness, and people get more creative and more relaxed. I can see that.
In the streets, there's a lot more stuff going on outside. There can be more energy. There's more eyes, more people looking and sending energy at you.
Capoeira comes from the street, and there's always a special feeling when we play capoeira in the street. People get more creative. Some people get a little intimidated, but myself, I feel really good. I feel loose and creative. I like it very much.
I was just in total focus so much that I was just flowing, and I wasn't thinking about my movements. They were just coming. capoeira is an interaction. So when someone throws a kick at you, it changes what you're doing. It's just like if I was talking to you and I asked you a question right now, you would change what you were thinking. You would think about it and you would respond to me from the action that I gave to you. And that's the same with capoeira.
We took capoeira to the streets to introduce it to people and try to bring some more people into our capoeira family in Berkeley.
In terms of feeling, I think everybody feels good, and I can sense that.
Ai, 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 Dê, olha, joga bonito e eu quero ver. Ai, 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 Dê, era eu, era você. Ai, 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 Dê, mas quando nós jogava junto. Ai, 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 Dê, mas não havia cemitério.